أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. Alhamdulillah, all the praises to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Today I want to discuss about the Salah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned the 5 pillars. In Islam, there are 5 pillars in Islam. So how did these 5 pillars came from? These 5 pillars came from the Hadith. It's not in the Quran. It came from the Hadith. Umar mentioned that Hadith. If we go for sunnah.com and look for 40 Hadith, the 3rd Hadith says about the 5 pillars of Islam. Prophet Muhammad mentioned about the 5 pillars in Islam. So the first pillar is the Shahada. That means we have to believe there is none worthy of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we bear witness that Prophet Muhammad is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's messenger. So that's the first thing. We have to believe in Allah and Allah Rasul. The second thing is the Salah. So Salah, this is the 5 times Salah we make. But before we talk about Salah, we should know the story of the Salah, how the Salah started. So, when we look at the story of Salah, let's go with the meaning first, what Salah means. The literal meaning of the Salah can be Dawah, can be mercy, forgiveness, or blessings. So now, if someone makes Dawah, and we see somebody is making Dawah, and after making Dawah, he says, I just make Salah, that will be acceptable? No. So, Salah has special meaning in Islam. What is the special meaning? Why is it special? Because we have to start with the takbir and finish with taslim, but in between, there are certain actions we have to do. We have to make ruku, sujud, different movements for different positions, and then we have to recite some surah, and we have to make some dua. So all this when we do, then it become as Salah. So how did Salah started? Before Islam, it came in Surah Baqarah, ayat number 125. It says, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wahidna ila Ibrahima wa Ismaila wa tahira baytiya lit-ta'ifina wal-aqifina wal-ruqa'i sujud. And we commanded Abraham, Ismail, purify my house for those who perform tawaf, and those who are saying for worship, itikaf, and those who bow and prostrate in prayer. So, Salah did not just started during the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It started from the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, and then Ismail alayhi salam. And then these prophetic traditions went on. So, that's why Prophet Ibrahim said, Rabbi ja'alni muqim as-salati wa min zurriyati rabbana wa taqabbal du'a. Prophet prayed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, O Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, make my offspring, Rabbi ja'al, make us and my offspring, the establisher of the Salah. Rabbana gfirli wa li walidayya wa lil mu'minina yawma yaqumul hisab. So, our Lord, forgive us. Rabbana gfirli. When it says li, that means himself. Rabbana gfirli, me. Rabbana gfirli wa li walidayya, and my parents. Wa lil mu'minina yawma yaqumul hisab. Our parents, me, our parents, and all the mu'min who are believers in the day of judgment. So forgive all of them. So it's a beautiful dua. So that's why the Salah did not just started from there. So Ibrahim alayhi salam did that. Salah also. Musa alayhi salam. Allah said to Musa, indeed, I am Allah. There is no deity except me. So worship me and establish prayer for my remembrance. It is Surah 20, ayat number 14. Surah Taha, ayat number 14. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran. Dawud al-Islam also did Salah. It came in Ibn Majah. Prophet Zakaria al-Islam in Surah Al-Imran, ayat number 39. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions, so the angels called him while he was standing in prayer in the chamber. Indeed, Allah gives you good tidings of Yahya. So, Zakaria Islam got the good news that he will have a son named Yahya while he was making salah. So, Isa alayhi salam, also in Surah Maryam, ayat number 31, it says, and he has made me blessed wherever I am and has enjoined upon me prayer and zakah as long as I remain alive. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also made obligatory to Isa alayhi salam the prayer and zakah until he is alive. So these are the evidence of that salah started during our Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam and that continues in all the prophets. In history of Islam, when we go for salah, when you look for the history of salah, how did it started in Islam? Then the first stage was 2 prayers only in the morning and in the evening. In Surah Ghafir, it says, and ask forgiveness for your sin and exalt Allah with praise of your Lord in the evening and in the morning. Is ayat number 55. And then the second stage, it came as a night prayer. So we have to do, only the Muslim that has to do in the night. Then it says how we do is Surah Muzammil, ayat number 1 to 4. It says, O you who worship himself in clothing, O you who wraps himself in clothing, arise to pray the night, except for a little, half of it, or subtract from it a little, or add to it and recite the Quran with measured recitation. So that means they used to pray the whole night or part of it, or subtract some time and then pray the night. In the second stage, it came again the night prayer. Night prayer was shortened. Aisha Radhiyallahu anha says, verily Allah made standing at night for prayer obligatory at the beginning of the surah. So the Messenger of Allah and his companions stood for an entire year during the night in prayer until their feet soiled. So they used to pray the whole night also. Then the third stage, the night prayer lessened. Where we know that? Surah Muzammil, the last ayat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, indeed your Lord knows, O Muhammad, that you stand in prayer almost 2/3 of the night, or half of it, or third of it, and so do a group of those with you, and Allah determines the extent of the night and the day. He has known that you, O Muslim, will not be able to do it and has turned to you in forgiveness. So recite what is easy for you of the Quran. Then the fourth stage, the 5 daily prayer came. We all know that how the 5 daily prayer came. When Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam went to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Mi'raj, then the 50 times prayer was commanded to do for Muslim. And when he came down to the heaven, he saw Musa alayhi salam there, and then Musa alayhi salam said, look, go back to your Lord and ask, go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and ask to decrease it. So your ummah will not be able to do that much. So Prophet Muhammad went back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it 5. It's a great blessings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he was merciful. He is merciful. That's why he made it 5 times. So nowadays, what's happening today, a lot of brothers and sisters even doesn't make that 5 times. The statistic says there are more people do fasting than praying 5 times. But the 5 times praying is almost everywhere in the Quran. To pray salah. And with the different kind of ibadah, salah is also joined there all the time. So we have to pray salah no matter where we are, when we are, and how is our health, and how we are poor or rich. There is no exceptions. We have to make salah. And salah is mandated to who? Except these 3 kinds. Who are those 3 kinds? Salah is mandated in all these categories. All Muslims, they have to pray. And whoever has aql, the sane person, they have to pray. And the mature, who is reached the puberty, so we have to pray salah. Who does not have to pray? Just opposite of that. Who is not insane, who is not mature, who did not reach puberty, and somebody is sleeping. While sleeping, it's not mandatory at that time. But as soon as you get up, if it's the time, you have to pray. Barakallahu lana wa lakum fil Qur'anil azim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.